We in?
So.
We're in, guys. Breaking news.
What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, guys. Breaking the news to you.
Thank you for joining us. We're going to get a live stream right after this, but guys, the news is in. Judge Fias has finally ruled. And what does she do?
Guys, Judge Fias rules in the NFL's favor, denies the preliminary injunction. NFLPA will be appealing, and this will go to the Second Court of Appeals. As of now, guys, of course...
He's suspended.
He's suspended, so...
No more for 6 games, guys, until further notice. And we're going to check in a lot of information on this. We're going to break it down for you guys here, probably in about 20 or 30 minutes, just because we're going to get our information together.
Yeah, we want to get all of the news, especially on this. We want to know exactly why, because the judge said that the reason she wanted to wait and deliberate is because she wanted to write down the exact language of why she made her decision, because she knew that regardless of which way she ruled, it was going to the Second Court of Appeals. So in the meantime,
what does that mean? That means that that means that Zeke, his staff, and NFLPA are going to appeal this decision.
Yes.
Whether or not he's going to be successful, guys, I'm going to be honest, probably not. We're going to get more news for you on this, but this probably means that Zeke is done for 6 games.
That's it. He's going to have to serve the suspension, guys, and, so that's another reason why we want to wait about 20, 30 minutes. We really want to break down what this means for the rest of the Cowboys season and give you guys the most updated information on that.
It's official, guys. And again, the judge, I'm going to say it again, Judge Fias said that she dissolves temporary restraining order and denies Ezekiel Elliott's motion for the injunction. So now he is officially suspended by the NFL. 6 games.
Give me just a minute, guys. I want to...
Yeah, just going to check a couple more things. I want to tell you guys, we're going to miss him for the home game against the Chiefs. We're going to miss him for the game at Atlanta. We're going to miss him for the big Philadelphia game in Dallas.
Quick, I hate to interrupt you guys. This enforcement of this order is stayed for 24 hours to afford parties an opportunity to consider their appellate options. That means that she gives the union 24 hours to file their emergency appeal. I don't know how quickly within that time frame the appeal process is heard or done. From what we saw before, I think it is pretty likely he will 100% miss this game, even if the Court of Appeals sides with Zeke and overturns it.
No game for him.
I just don't see how he's going to be able to play.
So that means that we got to look forward to Run DMC and Alfred Morris and Rod Smith. That's what it's going to come down to, guys. And we knew this was possibly happening any moment, any time this year. Could have been the first game of the year. But again, back to the games he's going to miss. As of right now, if things stay the way they are, now, missing the home game against Kansas City, away at Atlanta, the big home game against Philly, guys, in 3 weeks, basically.
That's huge.
That's huge. We got to get our stuff ready by then. That's the game we really have to win. Then after that, we get a short turnaround week for Thanksgiving against the Chargers. Then we get another Thursday game, because we played Thursday against the Chargers. We played Thursday against the Redskins in Dallas.
Yeah,
of course, the Thanksgiving game is in Dallas as well, the LA Chargers. And then the last game of the 6 would be the at New York Giants game.
Yeah. And guys, we understand your frustration. We know, we get it. But again, we'll definitely be breaking everything down.
Trust me, guys, we are down about this.
Yeah,
this is when the season was looking like we're going back up.
Yeah, like we're finally looking like the Cowboys that we knew.
I'm so upset.
And again, guys, I don't want to say conspiracy. The judge is on the NFL side, but the judge that did rule on this case is a very pro-NFL judge, has always sided with the NFL in cases like this. So
I see Eagle fans are happy. Good for you guys. So, we still have Run DMC. We have Alfred Morris, and we have an offensive line that is gelling, and you can see what they're doing already, guys. Lyle Collins and Cooper, both those guys have gelled well the last couple of weeks, and that's what we wanted. Maybe, hopefully, with the offensive line, the way they're gelling. And Dak's going to take a little more, responsibility now to control this team.
Definitely expect Dak to obviously be more active, more passing, even more, quarterback sneaks, things like that.
Exactly. But I will say, do not count out the running game, guys, because again, even though it's a big blow to us, trust me, Zeke is the kind of guy when he gets hit, he goes 4 yards, 3 yards forward. It's a huge difference when you have him compared to, Morris, who gets hit and goes down, or McFadden, who gets hit and gets 2 yards, not 4. So, obviously, it's going to hurt us, but I do think that we have an offensive line that is gelling. It's becoming, if not the best, one of the best in the league at this point. And, guys, we were the best last year. So.
And like we said, we're definitely going to be breaking it down, every detail, what this means for, our running game, what this means overall for our offense, the team, defensively, what kind of moves can the Cowboys make. Because there's been a handful of rumors saying let's trade Beasley or something.
Yeah, that's not going to count.
Yeah, that's not even going anywhere.
We're going to talk about all the Cowboy news from the day. Of course, this is the big one, guys. This is the one that we've all been waiting for. Unfortunately, It's extremely late in the night
guys.
for this ruling. This judge wrote up her thing so that knowing that it was going to be appealed by either side. Obviously now it's going to be NFLPA and the Zeke's legal team going to be appealing this. But no Zeke for, as of right now officially, guys, no Zeke for 6 games till after the Giants game in New York. And then we have him back for the 4 last games of the season, basically. As of right now, again, if things could change and there could be an appeal, he might serve 1 and they have to serve 5 later. I don't know. We don't really know what's going on. This is just guys, in my opinion, it's a travesty, guys, with the fact that everything is in Zeke's favor. You did things the wrong way the first time, but that wasn't the reason why it was denied. This time it was denied because this is a pro-NFL judge, this Judge Fayez. No matter what people say, she's trying to be fair. Trust me, guys, she's just trying to cover her butt. And she's always taking the NFL side on this, so I'm kind of upset by this judge. We assumed this would happen. There was a lot of word that she didn't care what the other judges said. The one before her was just holding the place for her, didn't want to step on her toes. The other 2 judges that ruled in Zeke's favor, she said, I don't have to comply with what they said, no matter what, even though if there's a precedent already set. She can still disagree with that. So, and she's writing it all out. So we'll get it all to you guys, and definitely, guys, it's a big blow to the Cowboys. Eagle fans are celebrating now because Eagle fans are scared of us, guys. That's why they're celebrating. That's the truth. But wait, I thought you were going to say something.
Well, no. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This whole Zeke thing, we said it from the start, it is just trash. It's garbage. And on top of that, I wouldn't be surprised if this ruling, especially considering the fact that they did rule against Zeke, all those NFL owners who are going against Roger Goodell's days are done. I mean, I just don't see how he's not done. Either way, however this went, I'm sorry, but would you feel comfortable as an owner? Because Eagle fans, what if they did that to Carson Wentz? What if
One day they're coming
and that's
for
what
you.
I'm trying to say, guys. Keep it in perspective. Take away the fact that Zeke is a Cowboy. If you, as a football fan, if something like that happened to your star player, to any player on your team, with the same precedent, the same charges, same everything, guys, I'm sorry, but you guys would be just as mad, and we would be just as upset over those kinds of things if the NFL came after you that
Let's
way.
clarify something, though. Okay, even though this does root to the domestic charges, the allegations, the false allegations, the unproven and dropped allegations by the court of law, NFL has a whole different rule, as we talked about multiple times this whole season, about the CBA and the rules. This whole thing was not about whether or not he's guilty of domestic violence. He's not guilty of domestic violence, guys.
Exactly.
It's a fact. So get out of your heads, all the Eagle fans, all the haters. Zeke is innocent. He has not been proven guilty in the court of law, and he continues to be innocent. Now, in the court of NFL law, Goodell obviously admitted that he could do whatever he wants. So he did this, and with this whole trial, with this whole court situation, was not to see if Zeke is guilty or innocent of domestic violence, because we know he's innocent. It's to see whether the NFL went about the right way, followed their own CBA laws, and did not break anything. Now, they did give the injunction to Brady a couple years ago from the Deflategate. But this time they gave it to Zeke. They took it away, and then they gave it. Then they gave him the TRO.
Temporary restraining order while Judge Fayez came back, and now they said no. Now, guys, on top of that, the judge, quote, the proceedings in their totality accorded with the CBA and the personal conduct policy and with precepts of fundamental fairness. So she's saying that the proceedings, followed the rules of the CBA and the personal conduct policy, and that it was fundamentally fair. So the judge straight up said,
too bad, Zeke and NFLPA.
Guys, I have no words. I think I might need to go to the cursing room.
And again, guys, that's the thing, though, is that if it is followed by the CBA, again, they didn't let them cross-examine Tiffany Thompson, the woman who falsely accused Zeke.
They didn't let
They didn't let Goodell get on the stand. They didn't really make clear whether or not what Goodell knew from Kia Roberts. So
and how much her testimony weighed in on his decision.
The NFL is saying that, Roger Goodell knew it, and they took that in consideration, but he wasn't making the decision. And yet, I guess that is approved by the CBA. This is the players' fault, guys. They allowed this. They allowed this general, they
left that way too wide open to at least, if not interpretation, but they gave way too much power to the league to be able to, to Goodell, the commissioner, to single-handedly decide.
Guys, no matter how many investigators they have 4, 10, 18, 20,000. It doesn't matter. In the end, it could all come to them, and Goodell says, nah, you show me this, now I'm going to say guilty. And he suspended for 6 games. Let's make an example of him. That's what they did with Zeke in this situation. I'm going to stay by that. But you know what, guys? Don't give up hope, Cowboy Nation.
Absolutely so.
Listen, we got 3 running backs waiting in the stable for this exact moment. And it is a blow to the Cowboys. We got a whole week. Right now, our opponent is playing on Monday Night Football.
Okay, I have the exact language the judge used.
Don't lose faith, guys. We still got an offensive line. We got a great offense. We got a defense that's up and coming. And we still need to control the ball, control the clock, and run the ball. With McFadden, with Morris, with Rod Smith, with, like you said, with Dak. Go ahead. What was that exact
language?
language?
Like, just reading this is
Let's
like
hear
literally
it's going to be upsetting,
pissing
guys.
me off, guys.
Take it. Hey, guys, make sure you hit like, because we're going through this hell right now. Hit like and hit subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. This is our real
emotions, guys, and I am really trying to keep my cool because, anyway. So, she said in Brady, let me see, last year's Brady 2-case decision only crystallized the doctrine. In Brady 2, the Second Circuit, while reviewing an arbitration award that affirmed the suspension of Tom Brady, rejected arguments similar to these here and ordered confirmation of the arbitration. So more fundamentally, the court emphasized the narrowly circumscribed and highly deferential function that courts play in reviewing labor arbitration awards.
What does that mean in English?
Basically, that because in the Brady case, they found a similar ruling. The judge felt that the Zeke's team made the same argument.
So precedent is set already.
Yeah.
There was no need to. That was the danger about this, but the Cowboys tried 8 different things to try to. The Cowboys, Zeke's team, NFLPA, tried a bunch of different things to try to skew around that little wall that they put up because of the CBA. By the way, the language is written in the CBA.
And not just that. Actually, yeah, that's exactly what the judge says here. Any harms are counterbalanced by harms identified by the NFL MC in its papers and at oral argument. Having negotiated with the NFL Players Association over the terms of the CBA, the NFL had an interest in obtaining the benefits of its bargain, an interest that might well be eroded if courts like this one were permitted to micromanage.
So what that means is that they're empowering the NFL to continue doing what they're doing, and they're saying that
by the court stepping in, it
would ruin the CBA agreement,
and that it diminishes the commissioner's power, which is the argument that the NFL lawyer made, that by the court coming in and making this decision, it takes away the commissioner's power to make his own decisions separate from what the court of law has already found. And because technically, under the terms of the CBA, it could be found that Ezekiel Elliott violated them. Not that he was guilty of domestic violence, just that he violated the terms of the personal conduct policy.
In their research and investigation.
According to Goodell, really.
But Goodell used, and so that's what they ruled, is that it was about domestic violence. So it was because of the domestic violence charges, guys, the claims. A claim on Zeke cost him 6 games. And we knew it was probably going to happen. Now it's definitely happening. We don't know what the appeal situation is going to be. We're going to look up more on that.
Within 24 hours, they're going to be basically deciding whether they will appeal or not, guys. And we will be breaking that news.
They will appeal, trust me. Zeke will fight to the end. He loses, but he got to fight to the end because he's innocent. And again, guys, remember this: the Eagle fans, the Redskin fans, the Giant fans, when Odell Beckham or Carson Wentz or any of your awesome players get accused by some woman for domestic violence, whether if it's true, obviously they should be suspended, and Zeke should be suspended if it was true. If he was charged, 2 different police departments dropped the charges. The prosecution in Ohio dropped the charges. Nobody filed charges. He is innocent. Innocent man right now serving a suspension because of a bad deal made by the NFL Players Association because of the Ray Rice mess up with Roger Goodell, and we had to restructure that contract so it saves the way Goodell looks, but also saves the way NFL players look, and that's why they did that deal, not realizing that it's still so vague and open this language, that now Goodell is the tyrant of the NFL.
Yeah, and guys, just to clarify a few other things, Judge Faya sided with the NFL on the question of irreparable harm. She said that the CBA agreement trumps the irreparable harm question because I guess, again, by undermining the CBA and the commissioner's power, that causes more irreparable harm than the irreparable harm of Ezekiel Elliott possibly serving a misguided suspension. Not joking.
Again, everything the NFL came with today, I think Clemens was his name, the guy who was the lawyer for the attorney for the appeal attorney basically for the NFL. He laid these things out exactly, and she just took it and ran with it. I think she had her mind already. No wonder
she did say that
she said
she had the bones of the decision. She already knew what she was going to decide. She wanted to be specific about the arguments.
And every single case before this guy's ruled in Zeke's favor, except for the order that it was done in. That was the big issue, the order and the fact that it was moved to Texas. Because of those 2 things, they redid this, and then this judge who's in cahoots with the NFL ruled in their favor. 100%.
Yeah, and guys, apparently the judge said that Elliott had ample opportunity to challenge Goodell's finding during the arbitration hearing. Guys, how did he have that? If during the second day, the final day of the arbitration hearing, right at the end, the first time they realized the whole thing with Kia Roberts, and then the hearing was extended for 2 more days because of that, guys. I don't want to get into the
BS.
Dumb booty crap here.
The minutia. But it matters in the end, guys. And this is what happens. This is how the legal system / NFL, CBA, whatever. This is how, the NFL must have really good lawyers. They got this thing set up right to make it vague. The players were under, scrutiny because of the Ray Rice thing at the time. And so these things was a perfect storm for Goodell to take control of the whole NFL, the players, the owners.
Yes,
guys,
this is
Jerry Jones,
disappointing.
17 owners are against Goodell and re-signing his extension. They need to get his ass out of there.
Yeah, guys, I know we'll be doing lots of
disgraceful.
cursing in the cursing room while we prepare for our regular stream. We'll be breaking down what our running game is going to look like. Zeke actually made a comment yesterday. They asked him, if you are suspended, how do you feel about the running backs? And he said, I'm extremely confident in them. All three of them could be starters on any team. I'm very confident in not just them, but the rest of my team, that they will be just fine without him. And he doesn't mean just fine without him, but he's confident that they can hang.
Right, guys.
I agree with him, but we'll be breaking it down. I mean,
what else would he say?
What's he going to say? Exactly.
But guys, I do truly think, besides that, I do truly think that we still have this season is not scrapped
yet. Too many people are counting us out already. We're not saying it's not going to be hard, but the Cowboys can definitely do it, especially the way some of our other players have been playing.
And that's the whole thing, guys, is, the defense looked nice, the offensive line looking good, Dak's looking good. He didn't have a great game, but it was poor weather conditions. But I do think now we're going to have, the Chiefs game at Dallas. We're going to have the Falcon game in Atlanta in a dome. So the weather conditions will be fine.
Yeah.
Then we get, we get a home game against the Eagles, the big one. We get, we get another Redskin game. And then we get the Chargers at home, and then we get the Redskins at home. So we got all these 3 games in a row at home in the middle of this issue, okay, or towards the end. I guess you get the Chiefs at home, then you go at Atlanta, then you get at home against the Eagles. You get at home against the at home against the Eagles, home against the Chargers, home against the Redskins, and at New York. Those are the 6 games, guys.
All right,
Other than the New York game, that's the one we'll probably be missing Zeke the most.
Yeah, and guys, we're not keeping up too much with the chat right now because I'm just trying to stay up on the news because as the information keeps coming out, I actually have more information.
And by the way, guys, for the chat, just remember this. We will chat with you guys. We're going to come back on here.
We're live streaming in about 20 minutes.
Right, give us 20 minutes after we cut this down. And then we'll come back on here because we're going to definitely have this back and forth. Plus, there's a lot of other news. NFL news with Garoppolo. NFL news with a lineman that went from Houston to Seattle. It's a crazy day today. The trade deadline is tomorrow. Yeah. A lot of rumors. We'll have a lot to talk about, but this is number one news. And NFL and Roger Goodell, yes, I'm going to do it. I have to hold my own arm back from punching the kid. Look at I'm holding myself back.
No, I'm going to do this one. All right, guys, real quick, I want to comment. So the judge also said, quote, while reasonable minds can differ on the evidentiary, so evidence-based decisions made by the arbitrator, the proceedings in their totality accorded with the CBA and the PCP, and to the extent that an inquiry, that's what it says here, with precepts of fundamental fairness. So she's saying that even though you could argue that some of the decisions made on the evidence that they had could be questionable because the actual proceedings, the actual arbitration process completely followed the CBA and the PCP, whatever that is. It basically, and it was fundamentally fair in that sense. And that's which is really strange.
Yeah, that's my biggest wonder because it's through 2 other judges completely sided with Zeke. Yeah, saw the difference in this. There's definitely another side to this.
She specifically says the arbitrator gave Mr. Elliott ample opportunity in terms of proceeding and evidence to challenge the commissioner's decision before the arbitrator. The arbitrator's ultimate decision, basically they're saying because the arbitrator was there for the whole thing, the arbitrator's ultimate decision against Mr. Elliott doesn't render these proceedings any less fair. Accordingly, the court dissolves the TRO, the temporary restraining order.
I just have one question, guys, and it's the thing, is that how can it not be, how can they say this and then and say that Zeke had enough time to challenge all these things, these inconsistencies by the CBA and by the appeal in the NFL, by that whole system that the NFL has under the CBA? How could they say Zeke had his ample time and ample time to challenge this when they found out about, first of all, they couldn't put Tiffany Thompson on the stand. They could not cross-examine her, guys. And this judge also agreed with that she didn't see a problem with a lack of cross-examining the accuser.
Yeah, and
the
guys,
witness, the only one.
The main thing is, unfortunately, because of the whole Brady thing and because that's the basis that she's using for her decision, it's going to be very hard for the appeal court to overturn that. So, guys, let's just go ahead, take a deep breath, and accept that we're going to miss Ezekiel Elliott for the next 6 games. But to be 100%, let's go ahead and recap. So, Judge Fayez rules in favor of the NFL. Zeke has 24 hours, that the temporary restraining order was extended for 24 hours so that his team had time to file an appeal if they so choose. We do expect them to file an appeal. We do expect that appeal to be denied. So that pretty much sums it up, guys. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit like on this stream, even though
We
it's
don't
not
like
the best
it,
news.
but it is
Make sure to
an
subscribe
important
if you
stream,
haven't
guys.
already, guys.
Yes, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell.
So you don't miss any breaking news, just like this one. We'll be right back in about 20-30 minutes. Let's go ahead and again, get all this.
Like the one we're going to do now.
Yes.
Which is going to be in about 20 or 30 minutes, guys. So join us back here. We'll have more discussion on this, more Cowboy news, a little bit NFL news. We're going to wrap it all up and discuss it. We're going to chat with you guys, all right? So baby, you want to hit the stop on that?
Yeah, guys. That's right. So,
guys,
thank you, guys.
And remember, never forget, jump on here if you want for real quick, baby. Go Cowboys! Do or die, baby. Let's do it. Come on, we still got this. Go Cowboys. Peace.